Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Think you know the Brooks Ghost? Think again. Introducing the all-new, better-than-ever Ghost 16. Now with nitrogen-infused cushioning for lightweight, supreme softness that feels good every step, every street, every single day. So go ahead, take your daily joyride in the all-new nitrogen-infused Ghost 16. It'll turn your everyday miles into everyday endorphins. Let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use, but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, this is Mark from Rams Up. I have another Ram fan rap session for you. This time we have David Rouillard from Murrell's Inlet, South Carolina. Is that right, Dave?
That's correct.
Did I pronounce that right? Murrell's Inlet?
Yes.
Yes.
Very,
okay.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, and we've had Ernest Salgado from Pueblo, Mexico, John Perry from Washington. Now we're going out to the East Coast. And full disclosure, Dave and I go way back. We met through our wives who taught together, and I was very happy to find out that someone else at the teacher's party, at the teacher's Christmas party every year was a Rams fan, and that was David. And so, David, where are you originally from? You're an LA native, more or less, right?
Correct. I'm originally from Santa Monica, California.
And so how did you become a Rams fan? Was it just an organic thing living in the LA area, or did you inherit your the devotion to the Rams from a family member? How'd that all happen?
That's correct, oh wise one. I inherited from my older brother. He was 12 years older than I was. And when I was 8 years old, he took me to a Rams game and bought me a little Rams banner, and I still have it, but I didn't have time to dig up all my stuff that
Now, not to date you, but if he was 12 years older than you, we're talking the 1960s?
1960. It was 1960 was my first game.
Oh, wow. 1960. So that was before the fearsome foursome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's going way back. And you stuck with him from the Coliseum to Anaheim to St. Louis, back to the Coliseum.
Stop.
Oh, is that not true?
There was a period and I kind of regret it. I got rid of a lot of stuff, a lot of my Rem stuff. And about 3 or 4 weeks later, when everything when I came down, I was like, crap. I'm still a Rams fan.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened to me. Is like it was interesting when they moved to Anaheim, I was upset. I don't know why. It's like they're moving to Anaheim, screw the Rams. And then I found myself rooting for them.
Yeah.
I just couldn't help it. You see the helmet, and you root for them. And then when they announced they were moving to St. Louis, I told my wife, what's going to happen? I'm going to still root for them. So, let's just go all in. And we stuck with them.
Yeah.
So you build on them for a little bit, then you came back, huh?
Right. I know you when we talked the other day, you asked me, you go, I forgot to even ask you, are you still a Rams fan? You're in South Carolina. And I'm thinking, well, I was a Ram fan when they went to St. Louis, and I probably see, more games than sometimes I ever did in Los Angeles, especially back in the 70s when they would have blackouts and stuff.
Right. So I was going to ask you. So I already did ask you, but share with everybody, how is it easy to catch Ram games? I know obviously they do have more primetime games than they did during the Fisher years.
Right.
And so you catch all of those, and the typical Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon games. You have the NFL package, so you catch them all at the Red Zone. Is it
the Red Zone? Yeah, I like the Red Zone because I'm a diehard Ram fan, but I also love football, the NFL. So it gives me a chance, and I'm kind of hyper anyway, and I can watch all those games at once.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yes, I can vouch for David being hyper. I remember this Christmas. There was one Christmas party. I think me and you had a push-up contest. I don't know if you remember that. And all the teachers are just staring at us like, what are you guys doing? So another question for you, have you run into any other Ram fans out there?
Oh, yeah. Go, like if I'm wearing like a Ram shirt or something, and I'm going to the supermarket or quite a few times. Well, not quite a few, but 4 or 5 times, more than I would have expected. A lot of Eagles fans and Giants fans and Jets fans out here.
Yeah, I thought you'd say, what about the Panthers? Not so much.
Well, yeah, Panthers are understood. There are a lot of college football out here, and North Carolina, South Carolina. There are a lot of Panthers.
Clemson, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Clemson.
Yeah. I have put together a map.
Gamecocks.
I should share it with you.
You ever heard of the Gamecocks?
Oh yeah. When I run into that's USC, right? University of South Carolina.
Yeah.
And whenever I mention USC, I get quickly reminded that the Gamecocks are the original USC. Do you have family out there?
You can edit that.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. Do you have family out there?
Well, surprisingly, I didn't realize that I have my cousin's children had moved to Charleston.
Oh, okay.
When they found out we were moving to this area, we've been down there to see them and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I've
never been to Charleston, but I've been told it's a really cool city to visit and live in.
Oh yeah, just not to drive in.
Yeah.
It's all they're real small.
I put together a little map just for everybody's awareness. There, more or less, is where Murrell's Inlet is, if anyone cares, kind of the north coast of South Carolina. That's fairly accurate, isn't it?
Yeah. If you zoom in, I think you might be able to see me.
Yeah, I can see your house. I can see your house from here. So, let's see, what else? Hey, so growing up in Santa Monica, what high school did you go to, if you don't mind me asking?
Santa Monica High School, Samo High. That's what we called it.
Did you spend any time at Santa Monica? Is it community college, junior college?
Yeah, Santa Monica College.
Yeah, a little known trivia, or maybe it's not little known. A very prolific Rams player spent some time there. Do you know who I'm referring to?
I do not.
Isaac Bruce.
Oh,
Isaac.
I did read that somewhere.
Yeah, Isaac Bruce. And there was another. I'm not going to be able to remember his name. There was another wide receiver that went on to the University of Oregon. I think. God, I can't remember who it was. So I don't know what was going on at Santa Monica Junior College there, but they were like a little stepping stone football program there for a period.
Yeah.
So you went 1960s. You went to a Ram game at the Coliseum. Do you remember it well?
I don't remember it well. I was 8 years old, but I remember the Coliseum, and we rode in the back then. It was 1960 in the back of my brother's pickup truck.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a covered wagon.
No, that's where I was born
Right.
in a covered wagon. Actually, not.
Yeah, a lot of people, for the younger folks, man, it's crazy how back then we would ride around. I used to drive to the beach 30 miles riding in the back of a pickup truck, and that's just what we did.
Yeah.
And not so much anymore. So I'm trying to 1960s. So that would 1960. I can't. That was that in between? I'm not going to expect you to remember. I'm just thinking out loud here. Is that in between the Norm Van Brocklin, Roman Gabriel era, or maybe Roman was already there? I'd have to look it up.
No, I think Roman Gabriel was later.
A little later.
Yeah, Norm was earlier. Right in that time period, there were like two or three quarterbacks. It was like one a year. So
yeah.
I looked it up one time. If you know a quarterback named, his last name was Wade, I think. And I'd never heard of him before. But
yeah, I think, I do.
It didn't matter to me.
Yeah, I don't think that team was necessarily really good. I mean, in the late 50s, the Rams had a pretty prolific offense. And in the 60s, they had a really good defense. I'm not sure about 1960. I'll have to look it up, do some homework on that. So you're still a Rams fan. How do you feel about this upcoming season?
I just looked at it, a little bit. I think we're going to be pretty good. I mean, it's like all seasons. If they stay healthy, they'll be really good. If a couple of key players get injured, we'll definitely struggle. And I'm not sure how the individual, how good the individual is that's replacing Donald is, so it.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be that defensive line is probably, I think it's going to be good, but kind of what you're getting at, it's not good. Right now, it doesn't look really deep, but it looks like it's going to be, Kobe Turner, Bobby Brown, and the rookie Braden Fisk. And reading the tea leaves coming out of Rams camp and some of the comments Sean McVay has made, he has high hopes for Bobby Brown, kind of his year to emerge. We know Kobe Turner's pretty darn good, and Braden Fisk has been tearing it up in training camp. But after that, the Rams always like to rotate. They rotate a lot of people through the defensive line. And right now, I'm not sure they have the bodies to do that. So some of these other guys are going to have to step up. Laurel Murchison, Corey Durden, a couple other guys. But I think the offense could be really, really good from what I've seen.
Absolutely.
And the defense, kind of what you're getting at, the couple of injuries, and it could be really painful. Just going to have to outscore people, but the defense could be pretty good. They brought in some new guys. Cameron Curl is really excited about him playing safety, and but it's going to be all about the offense. I think just putting up a ton of points.
I glanced through the schedule, and they don't look like they have a very tough schedule. Not to me, anyway.
It's kind of I find myself every time I look at the Rams schedule, it scares me. And maybe I'm just a negative Nancy. It's like, oh my gosh, oh no, we got to play them, and then we got to play them. But then, you got to really step back and think about what other teams are thinking about when they see us on their schedule. The Rams are never a team you want to play. Late last year, they were probably a top 6 team in the NFL. They just couldn't get through Detroit. And if they had, they might have, they could have won another Super Bowl. But yeah, I agree with you. The schedule is manageable. And I have high hopes for this season. I'm thinking at least 10 wins.
Yeah. I think at least. I actually think more, maybe 12, 13.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I mean, their division I don't think their division is that good either. I mean,
Yeah, Arizona's still got a ways to go. I think they'll be better than people are expecting. Seattle's kind of rebuilding their culture and their roster.
Yeah.
And the 49ers, they got some issues they're dealing with. And add on to the fact that, they're going to have that Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
They're a great team, great roster, and certainly not taking. I don't mean to be taking them lightly, but I think the 49ers are probably, they're in a bad spot because they got to be worried about the Rams. Rams, the 49er nation is dreading playing the Rams this year, I think. Whereas Ram fans are kind of like, I'm kind of looking forward to playing the 49ers. Yeah, they'll probably get us at least once. Maybe they'll get us twice. But it's going to be fun. We're going to give them a good fight this year, I think. So, hey, you ready for my 6 questions that I ask Ram fans at the end of this segment?
Sure.
You don't look too excited. These aren't trivia questions. There's no right or wrong answer to these. It's just kind of for fun. And I will start with now these first 3 questions. I'm going to give them to you all at once because they kind of blend together. Uh-huh. Who is your favorite player? Who is the greatest Ram player ever? And who is the most underappreciated, overlooked player? You can go in any order you want.
Is that 3 questions?
That's 3 questions. Okay. 3 questions. Your favorite player?
My favorite player of all time.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woo-hooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I've liked so many, depending on a certain point in my life. I mean,
yeah.
So, I would.
But
say,
let me. Who would you most want to play a round of golf with? Do you? Maybe you don't play golf, but let's say you.
I think Kurt Warner. He seems very down to earth, and like a really good guy, and he seems like a person that you could easily talk to and hold a conversation with.
Yeah, that's a good choice. And I think that was John Perry's choice as well. Just a guy that, he's going to treat you just like a buddy, just have fun.
Till he got to know me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just see his golf cart tearing off. He goes, sorry, only playing 9 today, David. Get the hell out of here. So who do you think's the greatest Ram player ever?
Oh, greatest player ever. God.
Again,
like,
it goes.
You know what? I like Deacon Jones.
Yeah, that's a good choice. It's almost like I did a Mount Rushmore of Ram players, and man, it is so hard because you got to look at the different eras. The fearsome foursome, the greatest show on turf, and then guys like Aaron Donald. How do you pick the greatest player ever? There's so many ways of measuring these guys, But Deacon Jones, I think he was number 2 or 3 on my all-time greatest Rams list, so that's a fair choice. And who is the most underrated, underappreciated Ram player of all time?
That no one, the people hardly ever talk about. But
yeah, a guy that maybe doesn't get the respect he deserves or the notoriety that he deserves, that made big contributions, maybe in the background a little bit.
Well, I think he was real popular. I mean, not real popular, but people always tend to go towards like the offense and stuff. But like I told you, I have a Nolan Cromwell jersey, and I always liked him. He was defense, and he was hard hitting, and just an all around coverage guy. I really liked him.
Yeah, and I was waiting for you to get through these 3 guys. I was going to see if you mentioned Nolan Cromwell because when I talked to you the other day, you said you had a Cromwell jersey, right?
I sleep in it.
Yeah, right. and it's funny because he's one of my favorite players too. I think growing up, we used to go down to the park and play tackle football. That was just what we did on Saturday afternoons. 8-on-8, 10-on-10, whatever. No equipment, in the grass, and I always kind of pretended I was Nolan Cromwell on defense,
Did you?
I didn't have the range or the size or the speed, but I like, I was Nolan Cromwell when I was out there playing safety, ball hawking, so he was one of my favorite players too. And yeah, underappreciated because you look at what he accomplished during his years there. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he was All-Pro several times and Pro Bowl many times. And he's kind of a forgotten guy in a lot of ways. And remember his partner back there is Elmendorf, Dave Elmendorf.
Right.
Yeah, Elmendorf and Cromwell. It's like a history lesson for the younger fans that might be watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Next 3 questions. Question number 4, how many games have you been to? Ram games you've been to?
I don't know, a couple dozen.
Mostly at the Coliseum?
Yeah, well, Anaheim, Coliseum. Yeah, and well, I mean, we didn't always go to a game, but we would drive all the way up the coast to like Santa Barbara and beyond for blackout games.
Oh, right.
It was like going to a game, but then we'd get go into a bar up there and watch the games up there. It was just as fun as going to a game, no traffic.
Yeah, Santa Barbara is always a good road trip. Yeah, I remember doing similar things, I think. But I listened to a lot of games on the radio, which is an entirely different experience. I remember there was a game, when was that? It must have been in around 1980-ish. And the Patriots of all teams threw a Hail Mary, I think it was at the Coliseum, and Rams are up by 5 or 6 or whatever. And you're just, the ball's in the air and you're listening on the radio. It's a different experience to hear the call on the radio that your team just lost on a Hail Mary pass. It was just, I still remember it was so painful.
You're careening off the road.
Yeah, I was in our old my family home's backyard, and it was crushing. It's more crushing on the radio, I think. Hail Mary's on the radio. Horrible experience when you're on the wrong end of it anyways. 5th question, and I think I know the answer to this. but I'll let you answer it. Who is your second team? So you're a Rams fan. Ram fans, they're my number one team. I have a number two team. Different, can be a different sport, different city, whatever. If you're a Ram fan level 10, who's your next team right behind them that you root for the most? And I have a feeling I know the answer here. I'm not sure of the sport, but
well, once again, it's like time periods. And there are teams that I still like, but I got on the Detroit Lions train when Goff got the shaft. I really think it was not. I didn't think they handled that properly. That's just my.
They did not. They did not handle it well.
And so I was rooting for him. So I've been following that for last 3 or 4 years, and but before that was the Raiders and then Chargers, right around there.
I was thinking college for you.
UCLA.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go college.
I had to squeeze it out of you there.
Yeah. I was thinking I'm on NFL right now.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Any sport, any college pro. And I thought it was going to be UCLA football. For me, it's UCLA basketball.
Uh-huh.
But I know you and your wife are both big UCLA fans, so I thought that would be the. Do you lean more towards UCLA football or basketball?
Football. I watch basketball once in a while, not as much as I used to, but football. We went to a lot of football games. We had season tickets and stuff, and so yeah, we really enjoyed that. Great atmosphere, and it's funny you brought that up. I don't know if you saw the new coach of UCLA.
Yeah.
I read about him, and UCLA does this, unfortunately. They have a tendency of not getting well-groomed coaches, head coaches. And I'm not knocking the guy. I understand. In fact, when we were going to do this, I go, don't do what he did. Did you see what he did when he came before the Big Ten to say talk about UCLA and stuff?
No.
He froze. Totally froze. He had 15 minutes to talk, and he froze. He starts out. He goes, I suppose a lot of you don't know much about the UCLA program. Well, and he froze for about 10 seconds. And then he goes, we're from Los Angeles or LA or something. I forget exactly what he said. And then he just had like a nervous, huh? And that was it.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Yeah, I think they had a similar experience with you may be referring to as far as hiring inexperienced coaches. What was his name? Is it Murrell, right? And I'm pretty sure hopefully I'm remembering this right. I think I was at the UCLA basketball game when they introduced him, and there was so much excitement about him. And he was similar to Deshaun Foster, very inexperienced as a coach, or zero experience,
right?
Almost no experience. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
He never knew how much time was on the clock or anything. I mean, he wasn't a good administrator. He didn't have people like pulling him in and telling him what's going on or how much time is on the clock or anything. He always just looked like a deer in the headlights. Not always, a lot of times.
I think that's still one of Sean McVay's weaknesses is timeouts and clock management.
Yeah.
But he seems to overcome it. But there are times where we're just like, what are you doing, Sean? Hire.
He had a guy he hired to grab him to bring him back off the field.
Right. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, I mean, I love Sean McVay. We are so lucky to have him. But
he's great.
Yeah, he does have a weakness or two. The culture, that's the thing that I love more about this team than anything is the culture they built. And there was a I shared it on my last podcast. There's an article, or actually a YouTube video someone shared. What was the name of that YouTube video? And but this guy made the argument that he's not a Rams fan. He just has a football YouTube channel. He talks all things football, and he said that the Los Angeles Rams are the best run sports franchise in America, that they do everything right. Everything from the owner spending the money but staying out of the way, Kevin Demoff, the guys that manage the salaries and the money, Les Snead, Sean McVay, the culture that they've built, and they're so exciting to watch, generally a fun team to watch. I could go on and on about that, but I know listeners probably get tired of hearing me say that, but I think it's really true.
So is there one more question?
Yes, I have one more question for you. This is the fun one.
It's not like I want to go or anything, but I just have some,
Yeah, no, that's fine. I know you got to get to your wine club or something, right?
I noticed you're wearing your Rams hat, and I've got some Rams stuff. I got out real quick and hung up.
Well, what is the shirt you're wearing?
I'll show you. It's all about my journey. This is it's LA Kiss.
Oh, you told me you were going to wear that.
Arena football. I figured if arena football is good enough for Kurt Warner, it's good enough for me. And when they opened up, it was great fun. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, wow.
I'm just sad that they went away.
Yeah, no, I didn't track that at all.
They had great jerseys.
Yeah, I didn't know to be honest with you, I didn't know what you're talking about. I just nodded my head. Oh, cool. Okay, the last question is, what is your greatest Ram moment? And that can be something you experienced or a play that will go down forever as a great Ram play, a great moment on the field. What do you got for me? I'm going to throw out some candidates for you if you're if you're unsure what I'm after here, or do you, or is this
I know what you mean. Dodgers, there are a few Dodger ones, but let's see, Rams. I think, well, it's not the best. I mean, there's highs and lows. I was at the first game Jim Everett came out, and he got a lot of heat, but it was a great game because everybody wanted him to play, and he played. He came out in that game that I was at.
Is his the first game he ever played in?
Yeah,
for the Rams. Oh, okay. And Jim Everett, guy is so likable.
Yeah.
I've always liked him, and I think he's another guy that. He had his shortcomings as a quarterback, but
right.
He got banged on so much. And that whole deal with the phantom sack was, so unfair to him. I thought yeah, right. And that too. And, I'm a big Jim Everett fan. And, so that's a cool, so you were at that game?
Yeah. It was at
Anaheim. That at Anaheim? Okay.
Yeah, back then, they had 32-ounce beers that they had to put in a styrofoam cup, and the styrofoam cups would collapse if you didn't put them in the special holder. So those were fun games.
Yeah, I never saw the Rams at Anaheim. I saw Pink Floyd at Anaheim. I did not see the Rams there though.
It was a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had it set up real nicely. I mean, you could get into the stadium and out. It was really well organized there.
Yeah, and I think now, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was my son or someone else took, I guess it's Amtrak. I think there's a stop right there at Anaheim Stadium. Mm-hmm. And he went down there for a hockey game, for a Ducks versus Red Wings, maybe. I don't know who it was. And it was really sweet, just jump on over here in North County. An hour later, you're at the Pond.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking was it Anaheim or the Pond? I'm confused. I don't know. It was one or the other. I'll have to look that up. He went to a sporting event in Anaheim, just jumping on it. Maybe it was, I don't, oh, you know what? I think it was the Angels and the Red Sox. So it was Anaheim Stadium.
Or is that the Honda Center?
Yeah, right.
That's where the LA Kiss played. Had to drive all the way down to Anaheim.
Is that what we used to call the pond?
I think so, yeah.
Right,
The
okay.
Ducks.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now I'm not sure. Now I've confused myself. It was either an Angels Red Sox game or it was a hockey game. I don't even know, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, you can get there on the train to one of those places really easily. I'm not sure which one. So hey, that's good. Now that I've confused everybody about the Orange County transportation system, people are going to be getting off at the wrong stadium now. But hey, that's what I'm here for.
They don't know where you live.
Yeah, no, they don't. That's a state secret. Hey, David, this was fun. Thanks for joining. It's nice to get caught up with you on Ram stuff, and hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That was a lot of fun.
I hope I did okay for you.
Yeah, no, hey, like I told you coming in, there's no right or wrong. It's just shooting, gabbing about the Rams. That's all it is. It's you don't have to necessarily even know what's going on today or yesterday with the Rams. Just talking about how much we love the Rams and going back in the time machine a little bit, talking about some good times back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. That's what it's all about.
I could have gone on. You could have made this a 2-hour.
I know. Yeah, no kidding. I'm trying to get a lot more people on. I think it's a lot of fun.
You should.
I think it's really good for younger fans too. I know my this YouTube channel and the podcast leans towards the older crowd for obvious reasons, because I think I talk a lot about historical Ram stuff.
Right.
But I think it's hopefully so younger fans can learn a few things about the great history this franchise has. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, David.
I got my sunglasses here. I was going to go full Hollywood, because that's the area I was from. But then
you walk out, you walk around Murrell's Inlet in a Rams jersey with the sunglasses on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, David. Thanks a lot, man. It's been fun, and maybe we'll do it again sometime.
All right, that'd be great. I'm up for it.
Okay, thanks a lot. See ya.
Sure. See you later.
That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.